And we back with our third conversation of this conversation series of Stuck in Traffic.
Yes, sir.
Of course, we got my boy Jay Hall.
Yeah, that's my name.
Yeah. And joining us today is none other than, he goes by Qhefner, but y'all may know him as just Quincy.
Yeah, or just Q. Yeah, just Q at work.
Man, the different
AKA
aliases.
Big Health.
Big Head.
Okay.
AKA don't leave your daughter around me too long.
Hey.
Nah.
But for the people that don't know, who is Qhefner, Quincy?
Wow. Okay. How can I sum this up? I am literally a man of many hats, and figuratively a man of many hats. I am from Little Rock, Arkansas, and I learned a lot about who I am and what I wanted to do through Jackson, Mississippi. I guess it's like a second home. And that's kind of me in a nutshell. I guess we're gonna delve in deeper than that, but that's kind of me in a nutshell, I guess.
Yeah.
So you would consider yourself what?
Okay.
Mainly.
I like to consider myself a bridge.
All right.
So I like to say that a lot.
Big damn.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Big damn.
So what you bridging? What you connecting together?
So I guess the first thing I really wanted to do when I was in Jackson was I wanted to build a bridge between Little Rock, Arkansas, and Jackson, Mississippi.
Like literally a bridge?
Well, not literally, right. Not literally, but figuratively a bridge. In that, I'm just, man, when I got to Jackson, I was all the Little Rock that they knew, basically, or mainly, right?
Okay.
So everything that I did was like, oh, that must be Little Rock. That must be what they do in Little Rock. That must be what they do in Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
And that wasn't necessarily always the case, but I kind of saw college. I would always see going from elementary school to middle school, going from middle school to high school, going from high school to college. I always saw that as an opportunity to reinvent myself.
Mm-hmm.
These people who were in middle school or people in high school didn't know who I was in middle school. And people in college didn't know who I was in high school. So it wasn't about creating a facade or anything, but it was just like, okay, what did I try to get across then that I couldn't get across, that I can get across now?
Mm.
And so anyway, that being said, I took that as an opportunity to kind of like express and show a lot of this creative things ideas that I wanted to get off through Jackson, Mississippi, and then use that to attract more people to Little Rock, Arkansas, because I felt like we had a lot of similarities and we went through a lot of the same things. So initially, I wanted to build a bridge and say, man, these people in Jackson should come hang out in Little Rock, and these people in Little Rock should go hang out in Jackson, because we like a lot of the same stuff and we have a lot of the same fun.
Gotcha.
So I wanted to build a bridge that way, and then I want to build a bridge to local artists. I want to build a bridge to local restaurants that I thought were cool, and then I want to highlight creative events that I thought were cool. So I noticed that people thought the things I thought were cool, they didn't know about. And so when I showed them that they thought it was cool, so I was like, okay, well, let me just keep generating this and then create a bridge.
Kind of being that liaison for people to kind of help.
So what led you to Jackson, Mississippi?
Man, it was free. So,
right.
you know, all the other schools, I was looking at other schools and nobody really gave me any money. I think I applied. I really wanted to go to Clark, Atlanta.
Right.
And they gave me a couple of dollars, but it's a private school, so it was like fairly expensive to go. And so, man, the other schools just didn't give me any money. Jackson State said, hey, you can come for free in the academic with like your ACT scores, like your grades. Like, you can come here, we'll pay for it. So I ended up at Jackson, Mississippi.
That's enough for me.
That was it.
So HBCU life, I know that's different.
Oh,
Man, he
don't
know
I don't know about
man.
that. I'm PWI, man. But
So you think that HBCU experience shaped who you are today?
Wow. I think it helped mold what was already happening.
Right.
I really think Central kind of shaped who I am today. And then Jackson State kind of helped mold it only because it kind of, man, made you a man. Like I was out in Jackson, Mississippi by myself. Like I had the person I roomed with my freshman year was my best friend at the time. And so essentially it was just me and him and one other guy that I knew from middle school. So I didn't really know a lot of those people on campus. So soon I found out, like the first semester I found out, if you don't do it yourself, it's not going to get done. You got to do your classes. You got to make sure, you know, your rooming situation is fine. You got to make sure your transportation is fine, wherever you got to get. You got to find it on your own. Money-wise, you got to hustle, get it on your own. And so, man, Central kind of made me who I feel like I am. And then Jackson State kind of really had a big integral part in making me a man and standing on my own 2 feet, stuff like that.
So what did you start doing at Jackson? Like, as far as you throw events or you?
Okay, so I feel like this is gonna be an origin story too. All day I was like, all right, I get to start from the beginning and really tell people who I am, where I came from. So, I went to Jackson State, and the beginning was Kappa. I crossed Kappa my sophomore year.
All right.
So that was really cool, right? Meeting different guys and us putting our heads together. How can we do this for the ladies? How can we do this for campus? How can we do this for a party we want to throw? And just things like that, getting ideas off. And so that was really tough. I felt like I knew everything. I still feel like I know everything. And so, like so being with a team like that just kind of helped me like learn roles and learn positions and, your strong points, do what you're good at, and then everybody else will do what they're good at, and it'll all come together. So it's not just you trying to do everything or trying to control everything. So it started off at Jack State doing Kappa. Of course, we did events. And then I had the opportunity to do a ladies' night. And that was really fun. It was just really curated event about we gave all the ladies that came in. It was a special invite-only type thing. And then they had a CD. It was a CD that played the entire night. It was like a soundtrack for the night. So everyone who left with the CD of the soundtrack. They played all night.
Oh, that's dope.
We kind of did like the sketches of all the ladies that came in. We had like some food. We had some poetry. We had a lot of music, things like that. And so me and my line brother curated the whole event. And so that made me be like, all right, confident that I could pull something off of that magnitude, like over and over and over.
Yeah.
So I left there. I graduated and I started doing the biggest thing I started doing was Juneteenth. Little Rock, we grew up with Juneteenth.
Yeah.
Like, we knew the name. We looked forward to it every summer.
Yeah,
That
was that
the shirt say Juneteenth was a staple.
It was a staple. It was that. It was that you look forward to. And so anyway, long story short, I'm sitting in a room. We had when I graduated Jackson State, I moved into a home, and it was a 4-bedroom. So it was, 4 black guys. And we're on the block and we just throwing college parties, right? We just booming the block out, blocking people's driveways, cups and trash everywhere, all this stuff, right? And so then summertime came, so school was out. So we were like, man, we still want to do something, but what do we do? So I brought up the term Juneteenth, and out of it was a room full of black guys, 7, 8 black guys, and everybody was like, huh? What's that? I was like, man, yeah. I was like, y'all from Jackson, Mississippi? Yeah. Y'all never heard of Juneteenth? So it was like, never heard the term. Like, you mean like June 19th? Like, what does that mean? I was like, no. So I gave him the whole rundown of what Juneteenth meant and the history behind it. It actually is June 19, 1865, Emancipation Proclamation, all the black people free, right? Yeah. Mississippi, you think they should know that it's below the Mason-Dixon, but whatever. So I saw it as an opportunity, right? Now I would say, let's celebrate and educate. And so I went door to door, asked all my neighbors, had they ever heard of Juneteenth? Nobody knew about it out of like 40 homes, except for one lady. It was a white lady, and she knew about it. And so I was like, wow. So I took this downtown to the city and was like, hey, there's a need for this. These people need to know what this is all about. Can you help us throw this party on my block? Can you help us barricades and block out the street? They said, sure. And we got, for long, we had Wingstop donate us food. We had the neighborhood association cut us a check. We had people, we had a guy bring a grill set up in the middle of the street, and we would give out all the food, and we had a DJ, and we just had a real big block party, and we just would promote the term Juneteenth. Yeah. And so that was like the kickoff. So I did Juneteenth, I did $1 bonfire, I did things with Close Minded, I did things with Chuck Berry, local clothing brands in the city. I'll do things at Offbeat Jackson. So I just started throwing events. Juneteenth was like the thing because I had the city behind me and then I had the neighborhood behind me.
You did. I was gonna mention
that Chuck Berry clothing. Yeah, that's my guy. And so, man, we just did like a lot of stuff with clothing. I did a lot of stuff with clothing brands. I did Juneteenth. I did through Juneteenth. I started working with musicians, putting them on stage, right, local artists, so they could do their thing, have a platform to really get their stuff off. And man, I just been doing events ever since. That was it. Yeah, that was pretty much the gist of it. Then Sipping Sauce was another thing. Okay, so this is a good one for a bridge, right? Ultimately, I want to make a bridge between Mississippi and Arkansas. So I came up with the idea of Sipping Sauce, which is right Mississippi, and then somebody made a joke about Arkansas being Arkansas.
Yeah, okay.
So I was like, okay, I like that. Yeah, I was like, I like that. So I came with the idea of Sipping Sauce. Essentially, you would pay a flat rate, and then it would be endless chicken wings and endless champagne. And the idea was kind of mixing that classy and ratchet that people like. So that's what we kind of want to do. We were kind of getting to the age where we were outgrowing kickbacks, but we weren't really excited about the club. And so it's kind of like that middle ground. So I was like, okay, Sipping Sauce be a good way. Sip representing champagne and sauce representing the chicken wings. And then I wanted to build a bridge between Mississippi and Arkansas. It's supposed to be a 2-day party that it would happen one day here and then the next day at the other state, and then Sip and sauce like that. So that's why I kind of left off at Sip and sauce.
Okay.
That's me. That's my life.
So that's Mississippi.
Yeah.
So you graduated, but you were still there for like
well, I stayed. I was in Jackson for like 8 years. So I graduated. It took me like 4 years to graduate, 4.5 to graduate, and then I stayed like 3 or 4 years.
Okay. So you had kind of.
It was hard to let go.
You kind of established yourself then for the most part.
Kinda.
Yeah. When did you feel like you were kind of getting into your niche with like coming up with the events and really just getting to a groove?
Man, Juneteenth was the one. The last Juneteenth. It didn't even go well, but I still felt like I was getting into a niche. I was hitting a groove.
Yeah.
We actually got rained out. It was really sad. But the way I set it up, it was in such a way that it couldn't really lose, even though it rained out. Like the city gave us a check. We had DJs that volunteered. We had food trucks come out. Regions Bank donated us 2 bikes. So even though it got rained out and we didn't have a show and nobody came, I still left with like a check and 2 bikes and some favors for some DJs because they were like, we'll still work with you again. So even though it didn't happen, I didn't even go broke doing it. So I was kind of,
it wasn't an L.
Yeah, it wasn't an L, you know what I'm saying? So, but then that's why I felt like I was a group. I also had the city of Jackson let us use their seal and stamp my flyer. So they kind of felt like, okay, the city of Jackson and their committee is behind me, then I must be doing something right. So that was when I felt like I was like in a groove at that point.
What led you to make the decision it's time for you to revert course and come back to, where you started?
Also, sad story. My father actually reached out to me. He was kind of sick, elderly at the time. So he was like, hey, I need somebody to come take care of me. So, I dropped everything I was doing and was like, man, let me go take care of Pops. It's just family. So I had to move. So I moved back. So I took it as an opportunity, actually. Jackson was kind of a different place. I don't have anything against Jackson, but it was like, if you're not from Jackson, it's a little bit harder for you to kind of create a lane for yourself. There was a very long journey for me to get to that Juneteenth level. And so anyway, I kind of was like, all right, I feel like I've done the most I can do in this place. Let me take this opportunity to go back home because I felt like a lot of people were seeing what I was doing. Man, we see what you're doing in Jackson. That's dope. That's a good idea. That's crazy. That a lot of people tell me now, man, from what we could tell, you were running Jackson. Like, you was the man in Jackson. Well, appreciate it, but I still had more work to do, but I appreciate it. So I took the opportunity to come back and then try to ingrain myself in the city and do some more things in the home to kind of like bounce back. Right now I can build that bridge that I was in Jackson and Little Rock people saw what I could do. Now I can come back to Little Rock and let my Jackson people what I can kind of just back and forth like that.
So when you came back, what was the first thing? Like, all right, it's time for me to establish myself back in the city. What was your first move to like?
Man, that's crazy. Well, when I first moved back, I kind of took like 6 months to just do what the people were doing. Okay. Wherever it was, that's where I was. So,
all right, that makes sense.
I had to check out the Envy, go see what that's all about. Club on the Hill. All my life.
Never been to Envy.
And it was elevate. it was elevations. But I always wanted to go. I never been old enough to go, and so I was like, all right, let me go see what this is all about. So I did the Envy thing. I did the Twa thing. I did the Level thing. I did Power.
Recipes levels,
recipes power for sure. Man. And so I just wanted to know what are the people doing so that I can create something in their lane or create something that they were missing. Right. And so I just took time just like going apart. I ended up in a lot of places by myself, just kind of just pulling up, post to get a drink, post up, see what's going on.
Kind of just study the market.
Yeah, get out of there. So that was the first thing. And then the biggest thing was teaming with the I was listening to their podcast, like one podcast they had, and I was so excited to see it on my timeline that I tuned in. It was live, and it sounded like a great time. Shout out to Goon and Goon and who else was on there? Solo. I think y'all just had Solo on the last show.
Yeah, Solo. Yeah,
shout out to Goon, shout out to Solo, shout out to Hector, all those guys. They took over. And so anyway, the Influence opened up an invitation and said, hey, anybody who's interested in working with the Influence, come to this meeting at you. And so I met with them the first day, and I trying to rock with the Influence ever since.
Yeah.
Influence definitely dope. Shout out Jasmine, shout out
KD.
KD.
That's some good people over there.
Shout out Jared.
You working. Yeah. Shit coming. Stay tuned.
Dude don't know the trash can. But So when you finally got a feel for the city, you say you start rocking with the Influence. So what's you still rocking with Influence?
Yeah, I'm still rocking with the Influence.
And
They're doing a lot of building to prepare for a relaunch.
Okay. Yeah. Your position over there is?
So I am a host of a podcast. So I host, or a co-host rather, me and JBM, me and Jacqueline, Queen and Millie. We host a show called Dope or Nope. And it's essentially a review show of local albums that come out all over the state. So projects that come out, we listen to the tracks, give it a week run through, and then come tell the people what we thought and how we felt about it.
That sound little. I wouldn't do it.
But do you feel like there's a need for that though?
Yeah. I mean, right there, we're all talking about them. I mean, people who know about them, people know when A1, drops a tape. People know when Sinclair drops a tape, or people don't know. And if they don't know, then they should. And I think it should come from people who are just like regular guys like you and I. You know what I'm saying? Just like barbershop talk, I guess.
Yeah, me personally, I do. Now that you like bring it up, I do think that's a void that we have, and I don't know if it is a void that we just don't have a lane to speak openly, because it's every party you just local artists, they also your homeboy, also somebody you gonna see probably 2 or 3 times.
But we, like I say, we had these conversations already, so it's like
exactly.
the conversations are being had.
Why not bring it to the
forefront? Why not put it on
forefront?
the microphone? And then I also, so I work with Sinclair. I work really close with Sinclair, and. Man, I wouldn't be a good friend if I didn't tell him I didn't like the song. I wouldn't be a good friend if I didn't tell him I wasn't feeling the beat. Like, and that's just honest. I'm not hating on your craft or what you got going. It's like, personally, I don't care for it. And then that's really what all Dope or Nope is. Yeah. And it's not to turn anybody necessarily on to something or turn them off. It's just to give an opinion. It's just like a movie. Man, you seen a movie, what you think about it? Well, I thought it was funny. I don't know the parts. Okay. You gonna want to go find out on your own. So that's all it was.
I mean, and that does come with the position, because you go to your job and you fucking up, and your boss ain't just gonna be behind, talking to other bosses.
They gonna critique you. They gonna let you know. They gonna let you know.
It's just to spark conversation.
That's all.
Conversation is necessary, and it helps.
And help people just create more listenership. That's all.
You got any?
I don't know. I can't really think. I mean, cause like, me and Q, we've been working together with the Influence stuff. So I kind of know the story. I kind of know the background and stuff. I really don't have no questions right now. But I mean, is there? Okay, I guess we can kind of really talk about the tour. Kind of talk about the Fake ID tour. How's that coming up and how's that been going along?
Man, I'm glad you asked. So the Fake ID tour, there's 3 cities, all in the state, right? So we're gonna do a show, and we did a show in Conway last weekend. Excuse me. It was really well. It went really well. Excuse me.
Damn, boy.
I know, right?
That was me last week, boy.
Yeah, sick as hell.
Man, it's getting there. It's trying to sneak up on me. Boom. Had a show last weekend in Conway. We're going to have a show this weekend in Little Rock. And we have a show on the 11th, or on the 12th, October the 12th, actually, in Fayetteville.
Okay.
And so, really, I want to just focus on production this time. And I feel like we go to a lot of shows that like plug and play, the microphone, get up there, do your thing, get off the stage. Yeah. But I really wanted something that had smoke, that had lighting, that had a visual behind them, that fit the music. Yeah, so something like that. And the artists have really taken to that. So the last show, BT had Space come out, and Space played the guitar live. He also had some visuals that were, curated just for that set. Sinclair did the same thing. He had some visuals created just for that set. Jay Moolah took advantage of the smoke and the light and the other thing. It just made all the artists feel like bigger artists because we cared to give it more production on the stage. Yeah. And so that's all I want to highlight this time. But it was kind of a spinoff of Speakers and Sneakers, if you don't mind me talking. So this is the second tour that I've created. And the first tour was earlier this year called Speakers and Sneakers.
Partner with Rock City Kicks, right?
Kind of, yeah, I did. Well, I wrote more with Broderick and Sweet 12, but I guess by way of association. Okay. And Speakers and Sneakers really was a tour about these artists. Me and Sinclair had an honest conversation. It was like, how do we get in front of people? And so I said, well, instead of us trying to go to a place and then draw people to a place, let's just go to the place where the people are who care about this local stuff. So if it's a local place that sells sneakers, a local sneaker boutique, and they sell sneakers that you can't get anywhere else, there's a certain type of person that shops in their store, right? Okay. And they care about like exclusive things. They care about things that no one else can get to. And so that's the air we want to create about these local artists. More exclusivity, not just local artists, but more something that you have to dive into.
Right.
And so anyway, we wanted to create a tour inside of sneaker boutiques, and so have shows inside of sneaker boutiques. So we did a show right with Rock City Kicks and at Gala 360. Rest in peace, Gala 360. Damn. And then we went to Jackson, Mississippi, in a place called Concrete Kicks. My guy Keith, he runs that one over there. And then we met up with these guys in Denver, Colorado, Favor. And so it was just about being in sneaker boutiques, go to where people want you, and then an artist performing consecutively, weekend after weekend after weekend. Prepare yourself. Okay, now we have another weekend. Prepare yourself. Now you have another weekend. But when you make it big and you have shows every other day, you can mentally prepare yourself because this is a thing that has, rapid succession, shows in rapid succession.
How long ago the sets?
Currently?
Yeah.
Sets are like 12 minutes now. 12 to 15 minutes the artists have.
And that's usually now
usually
like
niggas get
three,
like,
you know what I'm saying? 2-3 songs.
One song, 2 songs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Speakers and Sneakers was the first tour, and then I realized, I can kind of put this thing together. I got a pretty good handle on this one. Let's do one for the state of Arkansas. And so ultimately, I want to grow Speakers and Sneakers to 5 or 6 cities, 5 or 6 states, and then Arkansas, I want 5 cities in the state, so that people from Arkansas can get around and do something in rapid succession, as opposed to 1 month, 4 months later do something else, 3 months later do something else. Like, it's too spread out. No one can really get hooked on you like that. Yeah. Let's push it on them really.
Kind of talk about the planning that goes into making your own tour and managing your own tour.
Oh man,
like what's some of the hardships that you had to endure to create that?
I guess the biggest hardship is I'm the only one that sees it. No one's ever done it before, so I'm the only one that sees the vision all the way through. So if that's the case, then I have to be the one to contact each of the venues. I'm the one that has to, like, the lighting has to be this way, the stage has to be this way, the audio has to be this way, because no one else knows how to do that because they've never done it before. So the biggest thing is just right now is just trial and error. Speakers and Sneakers was the first time, so I learned a lot from that one that I carried over to this one, and just having the right people in place. So it's just about trusting people, and then it's about and acting on it, just executing it and giving it a shot. These artists, like I say, this time around, the first time around it went well. Speaking of Sneakers went well, but this time around, I'm really putting pressure on Big Sauce. I'm really putting pressure on BT. I'm really putting pressure on Jay Moolah,
so
since it's already done.
Y'all having practices, rehearsals?
They have rehearsals all on their own. So we haven't gotten to that part, but all the artists work on their set on their own. Then we come in, we do a sound check, and it's like, all right, it's go time. And so, like I say, all the artists are really taking it serious. So it's not something where I have to hound people or have you rehearsed? Did you do this already? They're coming up with their own creative set and their own visuals and their own what they want to bring. And so that makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, because you just really just giving them their own space to go out there and do what they do. What kind of what makes you decide on who you think, or at least artist wise, who would be good for a tour? Or
that's a hard one too. So this go around, I kind of pick different artists for different reasons.
Okay.
Sinclair. Going down the line, Sinclair is someone who I work closely with, someone who I really believe in. So he was kind of the guy I'm going to go with anyhow. But he's done a lot of work, and he deserves to be on the stage more. He's been cranking out mixtapes like crazy. So I'm like, man, he deserves to be on the stage to put a show together. Now we've got the recording thing down. Let's get into some show stuff and get something that's out in front of the people. So that's what I really want to do, is challenge Sinclair on that one. Jay Moolah is kind of a guy who's been in Arkansas for a while. He's been in music for a long time. But he doesn't have a lot of opportunity to get on stage, from what I can tell, in the state or in the city. So I wanted to bring some of that veteran flavor, because he's been around, he's been rapping, he's seen all these rappers and stuff. So I wanted to bring him around too.
Yeah, no, it's like
freshman year.
Yeah,
in high school,
exactly. Shit. But I haven't seen him around much, so I was like, man, we need to bring Moolah back. BT just has a sound that I just really want to put in front of people. It's just very different. It's somewhere in that rap R&B. It's just in a different realm. Yeah. And I want to put it in front of people because it sounds good on the headphones. But I'm like, I can just see people like standing in front of the microphone. Like, oh, this is crazy. Like just being in a zone, listening to. And that's how it was last Friday. And so that's why I picked him, just because he has a completely different sound.
Correct.
And then Sauce, man, he just has fun. He just has really like real fun trap music, and it's really easy. And I really like the first album, or the first project rather, Trap Conversations. Really loved it when I first heard it, and I saw him do 2 different successful events one at Oak Forest Vintage that was like crazy. Did y'all get a chance to catch that one at Oak
Nah,
Forest?
I
I
ain't
caught
get
the
the-
one.
Man, it's crazy.
I caught the one that was in the Edo.
Then he did the other one at the warehouse.
Yeah.
And that was even crazy.
Yeah, that one was nuts.
So I was like, okay, we got to tap in with this guy because he knows he knows how to put together an event. So that's why we tapped on Big Sauce too. So package all those things together, I felt like was really good for a tour. Moving forward, I'm just picking artists that's like working hard.
Yeah.
It's not really a stage for artists that want to get on. It's kind of a stage for people that are already establishing themselves. They're already doing something. Now we can take it to the show level. It's not really an open mic.
So when there's certain artists, that probably hasn't got the criteria just yet, you're like, I'm trying to get on a tour, man. Do you just, how do you let them know, or you just give them the runaround?
It just depends. I don't give anybody the runaround. Damn, that's tough. Okay, so it's kind of like, are you guys Greek?
He is.
Yeah.
When you Greek, okay. Yeah. So when you Greek, all right. So on the Greek story, when I first attended the Cross Kappa, it was some weird stuff going on campus, right? So I submitted and put it in, Well, when it came out, me and a lot of my friends who we thought were front runners didn't make the cut. So we were all like, yo, what's up with that? Like, we in this position, we SGA, we like, there's no way. Who else are they picking? And so then it came out, it was like, okay, it was a mistake. Somebody was trying to pull some Fugazi stuff, You guys did make it. So we're like, okay, cool. Well, in that moment when we didn't make it, we were calling our people who wrote letters and people who was, putting us in positions, like, okay, do this. And it was like, what's up? And so they would tell us, it's just not your time. I can't really explain. I can't really tell you why it's not your time.
Yeah.
But it's just not your time. But keep applying. Stay with it, and it'll come through when it's supposed to come through.
If you're serious about it.
And so we upset. We didn't get on, so we don't know what that means. It's like, man,
all
now's
that.
the time. Yeah, fuck that. I got my money and
shit.
Yeah. So then when it came out, and then we got on, then we went through the process. Now, I mean, the day after probate, somebody came up to me and was like, yo, I'm interested in being Kappa. Can you write a letter
That's
for me?
same shit that happened to me.
Like, damn.
Yeah, literally day after, bro. How I get down with Alpha, bro? Y'all cold, y'all. I just like,
and then after a while, you get in and you have the conversations and those closed door conversations. Like, all right, what about this guy? What about this guy? What about this guy? And then now that you're on the other side, you can say it's just not your time. Like, I could tell you what we talked about in that room, but that wouldn't help you any.
Yeah.
It's just not your time.
Yeah.
And so that all being said, to the music, it kind of translates to like, it's just not your time. It's no offense. I like you. I like what you got going on. But right now, it just doesn't quite fit. And so that's kind of what I tell people. If it's not the time, it's just not the time. Or keep working. I'm watching what you're doing, but it just hadn't quite hit that thing that I need to add it to a tour to do. So I tell them. I talk to artists.
So as far as 5 years from now, where do you see your events or yourself even? Like, what is a goal where you just want this to get to?
Man, I want to create 3 tours that happen every year, every quarter. That's what I feel like is a niche. I feel like no one does that. I feel like I don't see it in the state. I feel like I don't see it outside of the state. Unless you're a big name act, I don't see a lot of people doing tours. And actually, I got to give credit to Daz and Bree. I work really close with Daz and Bree. And so they put in my mind that they create their own tours, that they set up shows in a row, and then they come out to the public and say, this is a tour. This is where we will be. And so I was like, oh, that's genius. Like, rappers could do that. Anybody could do that, really, if you could set up shows in rapid succession. So I also understand that rappers don't have a lot of management, that rappers don't have a lot of vision. They have a lot of ambition, and they have a lot of passion to rap. But as far as like putting something together and getting it out to the public, sometimes that can be really difficult.
Yeah.
So I'm taking that stand. So 5 years from now, I want to have 3 tours that happen every quarter, probably 5 or 6 cities at a time, so that to give artists that time to practice or something to learn from. How do I set up my own tour? How do I get in front of people? I should have merch. Now that I've gone this thing and didn't have merch, I should have merch to go sell in front of people. You know what I'm saying? How do I make money going on road? How do I build relationships? What happens when I get invited on a tour and I don't know the people personally that invite me on the tour? So now I have to work with people. I have to get along with people. If you sharing a stage, you sharing a bus, or you sharing a venue, man, speak to them, crack jokes, get to know them. That, you know what I'm saying? So like putting artists in that position to just get used to working together, having working relationships with artists. So 5 years from now, I want to do that.
So you feel like kind of be more of a stepping stone to helping artists get where they want to go, and then you kind of, I guess, being an effective tour manager type thing, where it's like, hey, listen, like, really the point of it all is to kind of put you in front of a different audience, to put you in front of people, so that way that you can connect with the people more. Because I mean, artists are always like, artists can make a good music, but that's just not enough in today's age. I mean, we know that like the most money that an artist will make is gonna be on tour. So cutting in with tours, merch, getting the artists in front of people, that's kind of really what you want to help people do.
Yep. And with this tour, too, it's about getting artists paid. That's really what I'm big on now too. A lot of people will tell you, tell artists they need exposure, or they need to do this, they need to do that, but
which is also true.
It's true.
Yeah.
But I'm like,
when niggas need money.
Man, I'm thinking about it. I'm sitting back thinking about it. I'm like, okay, you see all these showcases. No shot to any showcases, no shade to any showcase, but you see these showcases and these open mics and things. It's like these people who are coming for the artists. How is it that the artists are not leaving with money? The venue is leaving with money, but the artists aren't leaving with money. But they're the reason why the people are coming. So I want to create things that help get artists paid. Like that's what my focus is now. I don't feel like there's a lot of avenues. And no one works for the artists on that end. They just want to figure out what can they get from the artist. If this artist comes, then I know we can make bank at the door. Yeah, but what about the artists that brought the people through the door? Like, so 5-6 years from now, I want to do events. I want to continue doing events, coordinating, doing tour management, and I also want to just continue a creative platform for artists to come rap, get used to being on tour, so that they can leave me and go create their own tours, or they get invited to be a tour. This is not nothing new to them. They can perform in rapid succession.
Yeah.
Okay, when it comes to Lil Rock, Arkansas artists, period. What are some roadblocks you think that's just holding us back?
Oh man, that's a good one. Man, holding back artists.
It's a lot, to be honest.
Man, what do you think is some roadblock? What do you mean when you say roadblocks?
All right, I'll give an example. I don't think Arkansas has enough behind the scenes people in important positions.
Okay.
Because we kind of have a few artists that's getting out there, that's getting buzz, but they're getting buzz, because of other people they're associated with or whatnot. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
But it's no artists, it's no important people in Arkansas that can just put you on that platform.
I was saying that too, that you would think, and with a surge of artists, that there would be a surge of managers, and there aren't.
Yeah.
There's way more artists than there are managers.
Yeah.
There's way more artists than there are production teams. There's way more artists than there are DJs. It's just artists is just coming up everywhere. But you're right, it's not a lot of team building. It's no one helping them. So I think that's a roadblock. But I don't think that's the artist issue. I think it's just,
I didn't say it's the artist issue.
It's
for the artist.
That is a huge issue for the artist. I mean, people just don't understand what all goes into building an artist. They just don't get it. And it's just, it comes from research. It just comes from wanting to know, and that's where I got my passion from. Really digging into it through event planning. I realized I could turn this thing into Juneteenth. Like, I started bringing people out. And by first time I did, 50 people. Second time we did 80 people. Third time we did 150 people. I was like, oh, okay. By the third time, when I knew I had 150 people coming, that's when I started reaching out to artists. Now you have exposure, because if you guys don't perform, there will still be 150 people here. You see what I'm saying? They're not coming for the artists. Okay. You want to come perform in front of where there are people. That makes sense? Yeah. You're not bringing the people. You coming would bring fans, but there's already 150 people coming. So when I saw that, I was like, oh, okay. Somebody needs to help galvanize people for these artists, because these artists have a hard time doing it for themselves. And so you would think more people would do that, but I don't know. I guess me doing event planning just kind of merged into artists when I saw artists wanted to work with me, because they left the stage like, oh man, this was dope. Like, we need you to help us do something just like this again. And so that's kind of how I started working for artists.
I think the thing with that is that people, like, the artist is like the thing that people only see. So that's like the sexy thing. Like, the artist is the one that's going to get majority of the time, going to get the recognition, the accolades, the praise and stuff like that. But like you said, there's so much that comes into building the artist and managing the artist. Like, every artist that you see definitely has a team around them. And shout out to the few people in the state and in the city that actually do have a team built, like top tier, like No Plans, like. You could tell that they're strategically moving each and every artist, and like the stuff that they're doing is building forth an audience and putting forth their artists in the right side, like I guess the right mind frame for people. But like y'all said, like everybody kind of wants to do it on their own, and what has to, like, this self-made mentality, I feel like here. And I mean that, like, coming where you come from, like, you kind of gotta have that for sure. Like,
you can be,
but you definitely need to have others like to work with and have others to lean on and not, I guess, kind of put all that pressure on yourself. Because I know me personally, I can't do everything by myself. Where I feel like I'm gonna burn out,
man,
and then it's just gonna get tiring for me. And I feel like that can cause people to lose passion. But when you have like, if I can say for instance, I'm an artist and Kaylin manage me, I know I can rely on Kaylin to do this and that, like possibly help me like get set up an interview or set up a tour like that. I can just focus on being creative and putting out music for my fans and things like that. And that's the part that people don't understand.
Also, I think you can be a boss. You can be self-made. I mean, I think the idea of being a boss, like, you're not a boss if you don't have any employees, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's just like I said when I was working Kappa, like, somebody had to be the president of our chapter,
right?
And it wasn't me. But whatever the president said you do, that's what you do. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But we all get to shine. Like, Kappa gets to shine. It wasn't about Quincy getting to shine. It was about Delta getting to shine. You know what I'm saying. So when you get into that mentality, it's like it's okay. Like, but the artist is the boss. We are expecting the artist to have the vision. We are expecting the artist to know where they want to go. It's just our job to figure out how to get in there.
To play devil's advocate for the artist's sake, it's kind of the market here is so
small.
But it's so novice at the same time.
Oh yeah.
Like if for the few artists that have a manager, they're the first artists they ever managed. They're the first time they ever got a manager. For the few artists that got access to a videographer, that videographer just started doing this shit not too long ago. This producer you work with just started doing it. Like, everybody is just beginning. There's no veteran here to like. It's some veterans. Like, the veterans, they all tapped out. Like, we just didn't have nobody to get established and could just relax. Like, they all got into some other shit and they not just the perfect example.
And I think people got to get out of. I was talking to somebody earlier today about, man, if I don't got no money and you don't got no money, then how I'm gonna pay you to do the thing already? Like, why we can't get money together? Like,
exactly. That's what I was gonna
really
say.
Getting under my skin. Like, dang, like, you just started DJing, but I gotta pay you $300 to DJ every show. Right. Like,
that's what I was gonna say. So why not everybody just come together then?
Let's come together.
Just come together. And
let's split whatever we get. We can just split that. That's more than what we had. So it's like, how you gonna ask? I mean, I could go deeper, but it's like, dang, I gotta pay you $500 for a music video, but I'm not making no money off this music video. So how do I make money back? I'm giving you the exposure because I'm pushing all this work that you got going on. So you'll get more work on the back end, but the artist doesn't make any money off of this video.
Right.
So it's all about how to find that common ground to where you can make money. If I ask you to do something, you can make money this way and I can make money this way. Return on investment. How can we come together and make money off of this thing? And I think that's the thing in Little Rock for real. Like, people pick up a camera. I'm a cameraman. I need $350 before I come out. It's like, slow down. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's figure out how we can make it together. But that's me. I guess I'm the weird one.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, I can see both sides.
I see both sides.
That's what I'm saying. Because I mean, at the end of the day, like, if you're serious about any type of craft or passion, you're gonna want to be properly compensated for it. But kind of like, I guess me, if I was in that situation, I'm kind of thinking, how can we both eat off of this?
How can we both eat?
I mean, cause kind of going back, Caitlin, like you said, like, there's not really a lot of established, like, just people here. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people are starting off. A lot of people are kind of in that ground where it's like, I'm really trying to get to that next level type thing. And I think what I was gonna say earlier was that I think something that can help with that is just also with trial and error, like you said, and with people like collaborating, trying to see how this can work, how that can work. You just kind of build off of that. Like, trial and error is pretty much one of the biggest teachers that you can do in any type of profession, any type of field. But that's. And I feel like it gets tricky though.
But that's what I like about the influence. The influence has kind of figured that out. Although it's going through a relaunch, it's like there are a team of people who are willing to do graphics, willing to do photos, willing to do videos, willing to host podcasts, willing to host events, and then so no one is getting paid up front for this stuff. I hope I'm not getting anybody in trouble for that, but
it's all volunteer.
Okay, that's
it's
what I
all
thought.
volunteer.
I was like, no one that I know is getting paid up front for this. Okay, but when you leave this, now Gerald has this podcast. Now he has a resume that he can go shop around to make money off of. Now this videographer can say, well, I shot this event, this recap, and I did this for Downtown Little Rock Partnership. Now you have a resume to go out and make money off of. Like, so this is a place where people can volunteer. We can come together. Influence has opportunity. Cameraman needs footage. boom, and then you leave there. Influence leaves with content, and you leave with a portfolio. So like now you can make money. Now I can shop my voice around through the influence. I have a podcast now that I can package that up, shop my voice around, and people like yourself say, "Come on."
But don't get me wrong, it is creatives out there that's willing to collaborate. You know, because you know I got clothing, and it's also it's always photographers sitting me. You know, I just want to shoot your stuff because I know if I shoot your stuff and I do my thing, it's gonna get me more business. You know, because you kind of got some notoriety around the city, whatnot, and they just they know what it takes.
Right, definitely.
But I understand where you coming from at the same time. Like if you just started doing this and I just started doing this, we both at ground zero.
Yeah.
But we both know if we link up,
we work together.
We can
Exactly.
level up.
Right, exactly.
Just fuck with me. Like we can make like it's gonna work out in the end for both of us. Trust me. If it don't, I got you.
Yeah. If it don't, we can work that out. That's not something.
You.
Yeah, we can
So
work that out.
what do you think is like that stage or that step where it's like, okay, like now I kind of gotta start charging people, or like now like this ain't just for play. Like
Man.
I need my ends to this.
I haven't found that place, to be honest with you. I don't know where their line is, man. Because I get so excited, and I like to believe I can crank out like content like all the time. So personally, I find it hard to get to that spot, because you could hit me with an idea. I'm like, oh yeah, that's fly, but what if you did this and did this and then my mind gets to moving, and it's like people will tell me, man, that's something that you are charging for. You can't just give everybody the blueprint like that. I'm like,
no, I get you, because I
just get excited. I just love
too.
to see things happen. So I try not to let that hinder me. So where is that line? Man, I don't know. That's hard to say, especially in a place here. I could go to California and get paid for this thing, and then come to Arkansas. Ain't no money. Nobody gonna pay for that. Nobody got $600 for a layout. Like somebody else in Atlanta, they may be like, yo, we got $500 for that. You know, we don't mind. So I don't know. It just kind of depends. I got a soft spot for Little Rock. I got a soft spot for Jackson. So when people call me, I be like, man.
Have you ever felt the need to expand beyond Arkansas?
Or do you want to expand beyond Arkansas?
So I don't want to. I really don't want to. I feel like it's a market here. I feel like, man, they taught us in school, right? You want to be an entrepreneur, you either following the trail that's already blazed or you blazing the trail. So I just always like the idea of blazing a trail. I always like the idea of creating something that nobody ever had. And then when they see it, it's like, wow, like I didn't even know I wanted this until you created it. Yeah. So I never wanted to go outside because I feel like you would be a big fish in a big pond. Now I have to be in line behind everybody in Atlanta, in line behind everybody in Dallas, in line behind everyone in New York, in line behind just so many other bigger people and bigger things who know this sound and these people way more than I do. And here I am trying to inch my way in and figure out how to create a lane. And like, why not do it in Arkansas, where there's in Mississippi, where there's no one trying to do what you're trying to do, and then draw people to that thing, turn that light on in their head, like, oh, I could be a cameraman, I could make a podcast. Influence started a podcast. Next thing you know, everybody's like, yo, I could do that. No shot to anybody, but I told Jasmine, you do this podcast thing, other podcasts will show up. And it's all for the betterment of the city. Now more people have their light turned on, like, I could do this. I could set up a light, set up some mics, bam, we can get our own talk show going. Bam. And it pushes the culture forward. More people want to get into audio production. More people want to get into video production. More people want to get into podcasting and programming. And it just keeps opening people's mind, keeps expanding. So, and I like being in Arkansas. I like being in a place where there's not a lot of competition.
I feel that.
All right, to switch gears, how do you feel about, all right, this been kind of a popular, if you want to say the sort of question or argument that's just been going on social media for a while. Do you feel that Arkansas lacks support for their artists?
Wow.
And how important do you think that support is, as well, part two of that question?
So, I think when artists say that they are lacking support, Arkansas, it is only out of frustration that is coming from. It is not genuine lack of support. It is frustration that they are not moving as fast as they want. They haven't hit the place they want. Whether it's justified or not, I can't really get into that. But I think when they vocalize and it comes out like that, it's out of frustration. I'm not doing what I want to do. I'm not hitting the numbers I want to hit. I'm not doing the places I want to perform at. That's where it comes from. Is that support necessary? I don't think it should be a hindrance. I don't think if it's just because people in Little Rock aren't listening to you or they aren't playing your music or they're not coming to your shows, that shouldn't be a reason to hold you back. Somebody out there is going to gravitate to your sound. You just got to go find out where they are. And if they're not in Little Rock, they're not in Arkansas, don't take that to heart. I think Arkansas has a way of coming back around. They didn't see you at first, or they didn't respect you at first, but all of a sudden this started happening. It's like, oh yeah, we did know about that. Oh, we did know about him. Oh, we was. So it comes back around, and just it's the business. Like, I gotta stop taking stuff so personal. Stop taking it so personal. Rework your plan. That one didn't work. Rework it. That didn't work. Rework it. That didn't work. Rework. So I don't think it should be a hindrance.
That's a good answer.
That is good. A good I ain't answer. Really just. We kind of had the same view on it, but I ain't never just thought about it like specifically like that.
Oh, don't take it personal. Don't take it so personal. Little Rock is a funny place. I don't think that's that's not no secret. It's just a lot of fun. We like what we like. We don't.
Me personally, I think there is times where Arkansas tends to just look the other way when it comes to artists, despite skill.
Why do you think that is? Because somebody didn't co-sign
it? It ain't even that. It's just we
just don't care.
Yeah, like we really yeah. Like it's a lot of I believe that's true. Like
I think the most times it's just lack of a cosign. If somebody else said, if this person said it was hot, it's hot.
Cosign helps, but it's just not. You just rarely, and I'm guilty of myself. I'm guilty of this myself. You just rarely find somebody just goes out and just listen to, like, if it's an unknown Little Rock artist that nobody's showing any love to, but they have skill, you still not gonna listen to them just off bat, like
just because you didn't know them. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, you can know somebody,
if Jared told you it was hot, you'd be like, oh, I'll give it a listen.
Yeah, but you just naturally, you not just out look, because I guess so. Me naturally, I just go out and look for artists.
I was gonna say I'm that guy.
I go out and listen, like just establish, like each Friday when new music come out, I go to new music and I just look for whatever catches my eye. Be an artist I never heard of, I'm gonna listen to it.
Yeah,
but I don't naturally gravitate to try to listen to the local artists, and I'm not saying that it's something to brag about or something that's but I just don't naturally, and that's may how the rest of the city may feel as well. I just don't naturally go out and just listen to someone.
Well, I think that's why I come in to influence on. I was like really, really trying to push. We should have all local artists all the time, 24/7. You should run a playlist like that. And so when the app opened up, that's exactly what it was all the time. So I was really excited about it, and that's how I got educated on a lot more artists. I was already hungry to find out more, but I feel like the influence really pushed me into like, all right, dig deeper, go looking further. It's more people, not just Little Rock, maybe Conway. Okay, go further than that. El Dorado. Okay, go further than that. It's in Rogers. Okay, go further than that. Like, dang, it's artists all the way out there. Artists all the way out there. And so they kind of pushed it. So I kind of come in to influence because they kind of turned me on to like really wanting to go searching. And
it's been multiple times I turn on the influence app, just let that bitch ride.
Yeah, let it ride, and they play some good music.
You'll come up on some shit too. So.
More people are making. I've been seeing that recently. Apple Music playlist of local artists.
Music. I saw that. Somebody did that the other week.
Was it DJ One Trey?
I think so. Yeah.
One Trey was doing one. Somebody else did one. I think Arkansas Underground did one. Something
got
like
the
that.
whole mixtape series.
My boy Julian Battle, he put out a small little like 11, 12 track playlist too. That was really good. So those are starting to come out more and more too. So it's coming. It's bubbling. I also feel like ultimately on the outside of all of this, that the Arkansas, specifically the Little Rock local music scene, is on a upswing. There was a minute when no one was.
And that's what I was about to get into. I was about to get in and say that. Do you feel it's that way because now there's starting to be kind of like an uprising of more artists coming? Because like you was about to say, back in the day, like there really wasn't nobody just making music like that. And if they were making music like that, they weren't pushing it to the extent that most artists are now. So how can we really know about that you making music, or how can we tap in and support?
You wouldn't know.
Exactly.
You wouldn't know. So I don't know. I just think it's on the upswing. I just think it's just more platforms. It's more playlists. There's more. The streaming thing is like a big thing too. I think people negate that. Like 10 years ago or less, you could not stream music. Like that did not exist.
That's another way to make money,
man. Or you were going through like, I'll take that back. You could dat Piff. You could do stuff like that. You could do live mixtapes. You could do stuff like that. But even then, live mixtapes had like a wall. Like you had to pass certain criteria before you could even get your mixtape on live mixtape. Same with Spinrilla, same with stuff like that. So, I mean, you could put it up, but this streaming, Apple Music, I can just turn my phone on and go to it just like that.
SoundCloud,
SoundCloud like that, and its popularity like that has all kind of changed the landscape. But also, places like yourself, podcasts like these, podcasts like The Influence, stages like Homegrown, stages like what's another good stage? When the Influence launch party, that was a big deal at the time.
What was it called?
No Longer on Notice.
No Longer on Notice.
That was like a big deal.
It was a
very big deal.
Event,
what's another one? They do an indie music night at the Rev Room, and those have been like packed lately. And so it's just like more platforms that people are they have the opportunity to get their stuff off. You just didn't have that 5, 6, 10 years ago. Like you couldn't just go. Vino was like the only stage I knew that you could go, and then even then it was hit or miss. They weren't letting a whole bunch of rappers getting in there. Rev Room, you want local rappers on Stickies. You want a lot of rappers getting in there, so it just weren't a lot of opportunity. But now it's more platforms. Now it's more opportunity. So now it's more pushed in your face. You see it a lot more, like you said. So
all right, kind of 1C to the question. Do you think that the state of Arkansas has the power to push an artist to, stardom, to being known
right now?
Right now,
no, not right now.
Why is that?
And it's just not enough. We don't understand the business. It's too many of us that don't understand the business. I don't even completely understand the whole business and the workings and how it works. Right. So no one understands the business, so no one knows how to attack it. So they think, whatever happens on their screen is what's actually happening. And that's not, right? Like they think Instagram scroll, or Twitter, or that's real. And that's not always real. Like, okay, I come in like a ZHD. I come in the whole high def game. Like, I can tell by looking at them that there's so much other stuff, that conversation that go on outside of, before it makes to that screen, it's so many other talks that happen. They do so many shows, there's so many people in the crowd, and they traveling this place, and it's like they understand things that we just don't. They have to speak to certain people. They have to go make certain relationships. They got to be patient. This thing doesn't happen until 4 months from now, but they have to keep working up until that 4 months to make sure they capitalize when that 4 months happens. So I just think, I don't think Arkansas can get behind and push anybody because we don't understand what we need to do to really push anybody forefront. As far as rap and hip hop.
What I also like to commend Zay and them on Zay and CO is they don't try to choose their audience, because you see it a lot of rappers now, they hinder themselves like, all right, I want these type of people to listen to my music. I want this person to listen to my music. They just, if you listen to it, we gonna embrace you no matter who you are, whatnot. Come out, we gonna rock with you.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's really fun music. But I think pushing artists, man, we don't know how. We just don't know how to really make somebody famous.
So you feel like it's deemed necessary that the artist needs to leave Arkansas right now?
No, I don't think that's necessary to. Man, that's crazy. I just had the same conversation. I think you should just travel. I think Arkansas is a great hub. We can get to Dallas in 4 hours. We can get to Jackson in 4 hours. You can get to Memphis in 2 or 3 hours. You can
1.5.
1.5. 1.5, right?
So, say about an hour 45.
Man, you can get to Atlanta about 6 hours, something like that. So you know what I'm saying?
You
So
get to Houston 6, 7.
man, so I feel like you can fly out of Dallas. I've gotten so many cheap flights out of Dallas.
Oh, Dallas,
Stuff like that.
You balling if you flying out of Little Rock.
Exactly. For real. So it's just like, man, travel, man. Go to Memphis and get in the mix in Memphis. Go to Dallas, get in the mix in Dallas. Go to Atlanta, get in the mix in Atlanta. Go to Jackson, get in the mix. Go to that fly out. Go to Denver. Go to LA. You can travel to all these places and then come back here and pay some of the lowest cost of living. I don't want to go to Dallas and pay that high cost of living. I don't want to go to Denver and pay that high cost. LA and New York. Man, that stuff expensive.
Isaiah Rashad, he stayed he with TDE, but he stay in Chattanooga.
Right.
Like he still stay in Chattanooga.
Right.
So he's like, he was talking one day, he was like, I just go there, record,
work,
interviews, whatnot, make do a little business, and I come back to the home,
Yeah. Go home. Why stay out there and spend all that money? Like, I mean, it's fun. Don't get me wrong. I like the glitz and the glamour and all that stuff too. But man, if you really about your business and it's music business, it's all about money in, not money out. You know what I'm saying? Sure. So how can I do the most I can while still bringing money in? And so, man, this is a great place. We've got the lowest cost of living ever. In Jackson, Mississippi, I used to tell everybody, that 4-bedroom I was telling you about, I was staying with my boys. We stayed in a 4-bedroom house, 2 bath. We pay $750 a month.
Each or?
Total for that house. So it was like, New Orleans is 3 hours away, 2 hours away. Of course, we shooting to New Orleans. We ain't paying $300 a month a person for all the utilities, all that stuff. Yeah. So it was just like, it was just such a low cost of living. Why not go to Atlanta and get something off there? Why not go to New Orleans and get something off there? Why not go to these places to get something off?
I feel that. No,
I don't think you gotta leave. I think you could travel to all these places and still get the same things done without having to uproot and move and then having to learn a new city. Like, I feel like it's like starting over. It's like so difficult. You'll be behind. Imagine that. Imagine you move to Miami and then you trying to get your music off in Miami.
yeah,
You are behind everybody else in Miami who has already been working on this years prior to you showing up. What makes you think you're gonna jump the line? Yeah, those guys like.
but to challenge that though, you said that you feel like Arkansas right now can't push somebody or elevate somebody to a starting role.
I don't think so.
So if I'm an artist, why would I stay in Arkansas? If I want to be the best of my craft and I guess want to be a star per se, why would I stay in Arkansas then? If that can't help me get to where I want to go musically.
I think you get a lot of things off here for a marginal price than you can from a lot of other places. If that makes any sense. Like I said, cost of living. So a lot of things, you could do a lot of things here cheaper than you could do in Atlanta. You can do a lot of things here cheaper than you could do in Dallas. A lot of things here cheaper than you could do in DC. Get that off here, then go to Denver, then go to LA, then take all the things you can get out of here and then take that with you somewhere else. So I feel like this is a good place to start as opposed to starting in DC or starting in Miami. From here, moving there, like I can't, to that I can't compute. I think you can build a lot of stuff here. Like I was saying earlier, like team up this guy, team with this guy, team with this girl, Now I got a portfolio. I'm used to being on stage. I'm used to performing. I'm used to reaching out to people. I'm used to passing out CDs. I'm used to passing out flyers. Like I'm used to doing all that stuff here for a much lower cost and a much lower price than having to do somewhere else.
But say I'm speaking for the artist that's already at ground one here. So if he uproot, like it ain't even, it ain't really to him per se. It's not really uprooting. It's just this is where I'm gonna begin my journey.
Just gonna start here.
Yeah,
I think you can do that. You can start in another city, just brand new, fresh. Yeah, but again, back to I still think Arkansas and Little Rock music is upswing.
Yeah, definitely.
Right now, can we do that? I don't think we can do that right now. I think we're on the upswing, especially with a bankroll Freddie. Like, thank you, Freddie. You got put a lot of eyes on Arkansas with that.
Yeah, that was big.
Put a lot of eyes on Arkansas with that. And so when more things like that happen, we'll start getting more attention. But right now, at the present moment, I don't think we just. Do
you feel like it could ever get that way though? Or do you? Well, I'm
hopeful,
pretty sure you hope it get that way.
What would it take? What would it take?
It would take people understanding the music. I mean, the business, the music business. What are they looking for? What do they want? What made them interested in Bankroll Freddie? I don't know. Who knows? Other than money, I hope it's not anything like too dirty. But I mean, I would imagine something to do with money. But like Bankroll Freddie wasn't just getting spins like that around that I knew of. Bankroll Freddie wasn't. They weren't just talking crazy about his mixtape till right before he signed. Then everybody was like going crazy on him. But I'm like, what made them interested in Bankroll Freddie? What did he say to them? What did he do to them? What did he show QC to make him be like, all right, we want to work with you? Yeah. I don't know what that is. And I think once we start understanding what that is, then people can start saying, okay, I need to start working like this. I need to get these numbers. I need to get it formulated this way so there's someone to talk to me somewhere.
Not necessarily the sound or the exact way that they did it, but just understand
the business.
How to get into the rooms and shit. I got you.
For anybody that knows me, I'm a fan of nepotism. So I think there's really we just don't have a steady cycle of nepotism. We don't have a steady cycle because you go to Atlanta, it's gonna be some people that fuck with you and get you on just because you lived in this neighborhood. Yep. Right. Just because you knew my cousin, just because that's easy to find. Like you know the 21 Savages, like he didn't care about rapping like that. He knew somebody. He knew shit when he tried it. It was like, all right, we see something, and now that could mold you into what he is today. You know, he probably that same freestyle, whatever he did to get their attention. Right. If he'd have got those, like, if somebody say they saw him, he was from Arkansas. You know, we from Arkansas. Right. He from Arkansas, and they see that same freestyle. They're like, oh, that's a cool little freestyle, but they don't have no attachment. See that person, like you say, that nepotism. That person knew what it took. It's like, yo, if you just keep rapping, I'm gonna show you the rest of the things you gotta do. But I can get to where you need to go. But you know seeing how, say, whatever he saw in 21 Savage, if he saw that in 21 Savage, but he's all the way over here, he's just like, all right, that's a cool little freestyle. Yeah. But let's get back to business. Now he's seeing like he got some attachment to him, where I know him, I know what I can do. Now I'm willing to take this chance on him. because.
But is it a chance? So
Yeah,
to your
it's a
point,
chance.
to your point of nepotism, is it a chance if I already know what you need to do and I got somebody who's gonna do it? Just A, B, C, D.
All right,
E.
say you see.
I just put you in it like an industry plant. Like
Just
just saying
like-
the 21 is an industry plant, but it's like you can sing. I know what you need. I have all the connections.
But
But
can
you
make
just
it.
keep
Yeah,
singing, and
All
I'm
right,
gonna
like
put you.
for instance, you say you put Sinclair on because you knew what he could do. You saw yada yada.
I can't say I
whatnot.
put him on, but yeah, I started working. Oh, you
Yeah.
talking like tour? Like
Yeah,
tour.
on the
Okay,
tour.
okay,
Yeah, on
yeah.
the tour.
Okay,
Because
okay.
you knew what he could bring to the tour.
Oh, yeah.
Whatnot.
Yeah, right.
But say if you was played with the decision, you got to choose between Sinclair and another person that you don't know nothing about.
Oh, yeah.
But you knew he could bring the same thing. You gonna
yeah.
pick Sinclair because y'all
Yeah, I'm
have
gonna pick
that-
Sinclair 'cause
y'all
we
got
have
the
a better
rapport.
relationship. That's true.
Like
That's
exactly.
true.
That's
That's
the
true.
only point I'm getting across.
Okay,
Like we don't
okay.
have that advantage where
Yeah, we don't.
we're gonna be the first option. Like the Little Rock, we gotta like the people
Yeah,
have
we
to
kinda gotta,
reach
like,
out
yeah.
for us.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, people gotta reach out
But
for
when
us.
we built that foundation within, then it's just bring out people up.
It's just-
then those people bring
And
up
so
people.
the people who
it's
have that
just-
information have to share their information. So I am on the hunt to find this information. And along the way, I really feel like whoever has information can see, oh, okay, I like what you're doing, but you are missing this thing.
Right.
I like what you're doing, but you're missing this thing. But I have to show myself approved. And I think that artists, like I said, they don't understand it. So once they have the opportunity to get in those realms and those moves, like I'm saying, like performing in rapid succession, even though this is a week spread out of different weeks, like now they are used to performing in rapid succession. So when they go into it, this is not a new concept to them. They're not tired. They're not burnt out. They don't know how to. They get used to that movement. So anyway, that being said, it's like on the road. If I'm doing this a certain way, I have to find somebody who has the information. They'll give me the information, picked it up, add that to it, picked it up, add that to it. Now when I'm done, go back and share this information to all these artists that I'm working with. All right, dude, I need you to do it like this. I know you want to release the new music at the show. Don't release the new music. Do the single. Why? Because you have to push the single at every show for X amount of time in order for it to be X amount of spins, in order for you X amount. Like it goes a certain way. And when you get the information, I think that's what it's going to take. The nepotism. Somebody has to go get it and then pass it down. Then go get it and then pass it down. And get it and pass it down. And then before you know it, it's like common culture. Like people know what they have to do in order to get to where they want to go. But I think it's nepotism. I think it's just information. We lack information. No one knows. So we can't hit that point because.
All right.
Interesting.
So this way we like to end off every show, even though we don't never end it off here. We always get into some.
Yeah.
I always get into some other shit. But what are you listening to right now? Besides the.
All right, I'm finna open my phone. Everybody asked me this, and I never really know at the top of my head.
Yeah.
I am listening to Too Wavy by Sinclair. I'm still spinning that like crazy. I am listening to Sir Michael Rocks. I went back on the Rocks report and started listening to Sir Michael Rocks.
I was a big fan of Banco. Like,
Banco Popular?
No,
Popular.
I just call it Banco.
I think it's called Banco Popular.
Didn't they just put the Apple Music again?
Yep, I just found. I saw
I'm
somebody
just
tweeting
glad
about it.
you
So I was
mentioned
like,
that. I remember seeing
the
that.
Rocks report was great.
It's happening
I'm
right
back
now.
in on that. I'm listening to Too Wavy. I'm listening to 500 Degrees by Rampage Wood.
Okay.
I'm getting into that.
Yeah.
I'm on Snow Allegra, real heavy on my R&B tip. I got into some Ellie Dollars. I've been listening to that lately.
Not
Ellie Dollars. I've been listening to that lately. Young Bay. Have y'all ever heard of Young Bay?
I've heard of Young Bay.
Young Bay's out of Arkansas. And he has some songs. I was like, this is surprising me how good this is. He kind of, I hope he not getting
What
offended.
type of artist? I never just tapped.
Young Bay is a rapper. YUNGBAY. Young Bay is a rapper. And he kind of reminds me of Gucci Mane. And I hope you're not offended by that. But he reminds me of Gucci Mane. And man, he got this song called, what is it? Put my young nigga in the game. I think it's called In the Game. And man, I'm listening to Young Bay. Somebody put me on that. So I'm listening to that recently. And I'm gonna close it out with Black Party, Endless Summer.
All right.
Have y'all listened to that?
Yes.
That is a good ass album,
For some
dog.
reason, all right, I'm in the gym and I was like, "Where on Black Party?"
That is
And
a
when
good
I
ass
say
album,
like,
bro.
I like it just I don't know like R&B be just do something to me in the gym for some reason. I don't know like
I think when it's said and done, Black Party gonna be top 5 Arkansas. When it's all said and done,
Yeah.
I love this album. I love Mango. I think when it's said and done, I really think he gonna be top
He
5.
just different. That nigga
Different,
just,
bro. He got an ear, bro.
Man.
And I want to say I read somewhere that he was real integral in helping make Awaken My Love.
He did like a lot of drum programming on there.
I don't know specifically what he did, but I heard he was in there and he's pretty like hands on while Awaken My Love. And I was like, man, I love that album too.
He'd have been like what you don't know. He'd have been like integral in some other shit.
Really?
Like some other albums that you just never think about. Like
I'm learning. I'm a Black Party fan, so I really like Malik.
sure.
He's really good.
Stay.
He's really good. Right. Real deal.
Shout out to Malik.
Shout out to Malik.
That's all I'm gonna take. What y'all been listening to? They ain't put me on something.
All right.
Damn,
I'm a
got
real
shit.
just gritty, grimy rap fan.
Right.
I ain't gonna lie. I've been listening to Look What I Became by Conway the Machine.
Oh, yeah, you listen to a lot of Conway. You always posting Kanye on your page.
No, Conway.
Oh, Conway. I was gonna say.
Kanye
you listen to
too,
a lot
though.
of
But Conway,
Kanye.
he a Buffalo rapper, just really grimy kind of.
Conway the Machine.
Conway the Machine. Kind of
The
like
Griselda boys.
Griselda boys. I've been listening. I've been trying to get to Mirrorland by Earth Gang, but it ain't been just super
It's
sticky.
good, but it ain't like Bears were like this to
It's-
me. It ain't
All
like
right, the
that.
single had me hyped. Swivel had me. I was like, okay. And Swivel kind of it didn't get better than Swivel. And I've been listening to, of course, Black Party, a club. I mean, of course, So Much Fun. And I've been listening to a lot of Party Next Door.
Really?
Like I revisited PNG 2 and I've been having that in rotation. I've been listening to a lot of just Lucy singles just.
Or like Colors? Did you get into Colors when they came out?
I didn't get
a while
into
ago?
Colors like
That's pretty
that.
good. That kind of
I gotta but I just been to a lot of Party Next Door lately. A little Georgia Smith.
Okay.
And just I've been really on my R&B vibe because it's
What
that.
about the Sir album?
I still haven't just tapped into Sir. Like
Nah, type in, bro.
it's on my phone.
People going crazy about it.
Yeah, I've been hearing
I
good
like
things
it. I like
about
it.
it. Like what was John Redcorn? What was the name of the? Am I getting that wrong?
I don't know.
I
Keep
don't
going.
know.
It's
John
something
Redcorn, keep going.
Redcorn. Maybe
Off of the album?
Yeah, off of that album.
I
I may be
don't
butchering
know.
it.
Keep
Wait, let me
going.
see.
Hold on, let me pull up a little track list.
I was surprised to hear Kendrick on the first track.
Kendrick
yeah,
was
that's
on
the single.
Is it?
Oh yeah, you talk. Oh, I know you're talking about the.
Yeah, John Redcorn.
Oh, okay,
I
so
knew I
that's
wasn't
the name.
tripping.
That's the name of it. You right. You right. Everybody's ranting raving over this Sir album. All right, what you got, J Hill?
Man, me.
J Hell. That sound like J. Yeah.
Cause I be giving hell shit. you know the vibes. Me shit. I've been listening to a lot of Don Toliver. I've been tapping back in with that. If you don't know who that is, he signed the Cactus Jack.
With Travis.
Yeah, it signed the Travis label.
Oh yeah. I
Real-
saw it on the
Yeah, him. Crazy.
I'm finna
Like
say.
he just dropped a single I didn't know about, but that bitch right.
Situation.
Yeah. Don Toliver, been tapping back in with a lot of Shy Glizzy. A lot of people don't.
I like Shy Glizzy.
I fuck with Shy Glizzy, man.
like
I don't
Shy
know.
Glizzy,
It's just something
dog.
about. Dog, he
Yeah,
just got
tight.
that style, man.
Yeah, I
Shy
like
Glizzy
Shy
just be
Glizzy.
talking
I
that.
haven't liked just any Shy Glizzy since Law 3.
They was hating on Shy Glizzy.
Yeah, they was hating at one point,
I
man.
ain't gonna lie.
Listen to Fully
not a-
Loaded.
I'm
Fully
not a-
Loaded was the album that
I'm
came
just
out
not a-
before the
I'm not a
last.
Full
Shy
Load is good, but Covered in Blood is good too.
Covered in Blood was
I'm not
hard.
a
Yeah.
Shy fan.
Oh
I'm sorry.
no,
I'm sorry.
Covered in
Anyway,
Blood is
bro.
good, bro. I'm telling
Anyway.
you, it's good.
I've been listening to a lot of like.
Been still tapping in with Thug. Still been tapping in with So Much Fun.
I ain't gotten into So Much Fun like that.
So
much-
I hear it everywhere I go.
It's great.
I ain't gotta listen to it, man.
It's
That
great.
shit
So
come on
Much
everywhere.
Fun is
I may
literally
know
so
every
much
word
fun.
to So much fun.
Oh my god.
What else? I'm about to tap in with this Sir Michael Rocks. I'm glad that you reminded me about that
Michael
because I've
Rock, bro.
seen that.
The Rocks Report. The
And then I've
skits
been
on there
listening
are
to a lot of like
hilarious.
I've been listening to a lot of like Slim K,
Okay.
Oh,
OG
yeah.
Ron C,
Oh,
just
yeah.
chopped and screw music.
Oh,
I've been
yeah.
in chopped and screw like vibe for like the past 3 weeks.
Probably come sitting up on this purple light all night.
I can fuck with that, bro. I can fuck with that. But that's kind of what I just been playing in rotation.
But I listen like lately. Well, in like past 6 days, I've been visiting a lot of like Disclosure, Jamie XX, a lot of Tame Impala, just different vibe, electronic.
Okay.
Vibe, you just gotta
Okay.
tap out.
Okay,
You couple
yeah.
things,
Yeah,
oh,
okay.
there's some. Like so, okay. Good. I used to do that on Station Head shit like
Okay.
a couple months ago. There's this radio station that I tapped in on there. It's like a little like kind of chill way, like little shit that you can just play
I'm
like.
chill way.
And I do not usually listen to that whenever I'm like studying or I'm just kind of like relaxing,
Like Soul
trying to get
Lection.
into like
That's normally what I listen to when I'm trying to like.
yeah.
It's like Soul Lection like that, like that.
Yeah, it's kind of like that laid back shit. And then I just came across I think it's called OBLIV, some like little group. They got a album called Soulphonic. I've been fucking with that too.
Okay.
It's a song called If You're Ready on there. Instrumental crazy.
I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready.
Yeah.
But that's episode 3 of our conversation.
That's it, episode 3.
Yeah. Squad, gang.